Awesome, guys. Awesome. So I think we'll get started, and obviously people can join as and when. So how to make six figures by connecting people. That's what tonight's training is all about. All right. And my promise to you this evening, I can show you how you can make money alongside your 9-to-5 job by making what we call in the business finder's fees, even if you are a complete newbie. All right. And I want to be clear, the finder's fee strategies I share with you will help you to make your first finder's fee today. Okay. What I'm going to give you today is information that you can implement, and you can go and make a finder's fee today. Maybe not this evening, but certainly in the next 24 to 48 hours, you can implement exactly what I tell you and start creating finder's fees opportunities. Only if you take action though, guys. That is the thing, because what I see with a lot of people is they follow trainings, they soak in information and build knowledge, but that knowledge means nothing unless you actually implement that knowledge and take action. All right. And it will work for you even if you work a 9-to-5 job. It will work for you if you don't have a lot of savings. If you can invest just a few hours per week into this side hustle. You don't have to have a big network of contacts either. And you don't want to have client meetings. You don't have to have any client meetings either. And you can do it from home or anywhere in the world. All right. This specific industry you can do from anywhere in the world, guys. Why can I promise you that? So my name is Matt Goldberg, and I make a very good living making finder's fees. All right. This is me on this photo in Koh Samui in Thailand. I was there the whole of June this year, and I was still making finder's fees whilst on vacation in Thailand. And even in my first week, I made nearly £3,000. That's way over $3,000, guys. All right, from a laptop in the first week that I was there. How incredible is that? You see, I make money doing this stuff, not just teaching this stuff. And that's the difference. I'm not one of these fake coaches or gurus that teaches things, but doesn't actually do it myself. I actually practice what I preach. I'm here in my office, making money, doing the thing that I teach every single day. And I once started from zero. Like a lot of people, I started from zero alongside my 9-to-5 job. And now I have over 200 students that did the same. This is a real how to make money type of stuff. All right. Not some fluff that some fake guru picked up online. All right. If you're willing to trade the time it takes to watch 2 episodes of your favorite TV show, you owe it to yourself to stay until the end. And I guarantee the skills I teach will make you money. Okay, so if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you a free bonus as well. All right, you're going to get a recording of a finder's fees training worth $497, and it's yours for free. Okay, if you stay to the end, I will drop the link in the comments at the end, at the back end of the training, and this will allow you to make your first finder's fee deal immediately after this training. Like this guy here who made his first deal just by going through my free materials. Anthony here messaged me on WhatsApp the other week. Just wanted to send a message to thank you as I made my first 500 using the strategies from your PDF book. So what will you learn today? Secret number 1, how to uncover the potential of finder's fees, a frequently overlooked business that can accelerate your path to financial independence just by connecting people. All right. And you're going to learn secret number 2, how to easily and confidently seize finder's fees opportunities, even if you have no experience. And you're going to learn secret number 3, discover how you can convert a few hours a week into significant earnings without affecting your full-time job. Also, if you stay until the end, I have a no-brainer offer for you that will give you all the tools, knowledge, and support you need to become financially free by connecting people and start making finder's fees. Okay. So are you excited to see today's training? Type yes in the chat, my friends. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm on it. I'm on it. I've just had my coffee and I'm buzzing to go. Cool. All right, guys. Excellent. Awesome. So before that, you need to understand the concept, all right, the context of all the concepts I show you. You see, I accidentally made my first finder's fee back in 1992, 30 years ago, a long time ago. And it was an £800 finder's fee 30 years ago. And I did it accidentally. And so back then I was making about £250 per week in wages. And so short story on how I made my first finder's fee and quit my 9-to-5 job immediately after that. But I don't recommend you guys to quit your 9-to-5. Like a lot of gurus and coaches tell you. You see, I don't tell people to quit their 9-to-5. No, I say, look, quit your job when you are ready and you feel fully secure to do so. That's the sensible thing. You still need your monthly salary coming in while you learn a skill and get good at it until you start making good enough money. Then you can think about leaving your job. All right. And, you know, eventually you can make finder's fees afterwards. But right now, you can make finder's fees while you work your 9-to-5 job. And I'm going to show you some of my students a bit later that are making finder's fees in their 9-to-5 job. I mean, Roman here, for example, like he when he first started, he was earning finder's fees on the side of his job. He's gone full time into this now. But on his very first deal, he did 5,000 euros on his very first deal that he did when he started working with me. So guys, back to the story. All right. I was working in a 9-to-5 job. All right. 30 years ago, I was answering the phone in this company. It was actually a food company. And they used to like deal in frozen foods. They were like traders of frozen food products. Okay. And I was just literally answering the phones at this business. And one day I took a call from a large bakery manufacturer in the UK. So I pick up the phone and there's this bakery manufacturer on the phone. And they said to me, look, we've got a truckload of surplus frozen croissants. Yeah, truckload of surplus frozen croissants. And they said, look, can you do something with it? Will you buy them from us? Can you take these off our hands? You know, they're in our warehouse, they're surplus, they're unwanted, and we just want rid of them. We just need to find a place that will take these off our hands. All right. So I showed the details to my boss and he said to me, waste of time. Tell them to throw them away. I looked at my boss and I thought, why are you telling them to throw them away? He was obviously in the business, in the frozen food business, and he was experienced in this business. And that's what he said to me. He says, look, they're a waste of time. They're for the bin. Tell them to throw. He actually said to me, tell them to throw them away, throw them in the bin. And, you know, I was quite surprised about that. And because it's a waste, like, why throw them away, a truckload of frozen croissants? And something in my mind, something in my head told me, Matt, you need to try and do something with these. I don't know why, but something in my head told me, look, surely there's a buyer for these truckload of frozen croissants, surely. So I just wrote down the details on a piece of paper. I wanted to try and find a buyer for these, even though I had no experience in frozen croissants or bakery products. I had no buyers, and I certainly didn't have any money to buy these goods either. So it was mission impossible. You know, it was literally mission impossible to do a deal on these. But I don't know. There was just something inside of me telling me, why don't you just try and do something with these? So I got this idea of looking in the local phone directory for like local food wholesalers. I thought, why not? You know, I'll give it a try. And so I found one like local food wholesaler, like a big warehouse, like a cash and carry food wholesaler. And I drove down to this place because it was in the same town. And I met the owner and passed him the piece of paper with all the details on of these frozen croissants. And, you know, he's looking at the piece of paper, and he got on the phone, this guy, and went to one of his customers, obviously, and he started telling him the details of these frozen croissants. And then he made a phone call to the seller of the bakery products, because I got the phone number of the company, of the bakery manufacturer that had these truckload of frozen croissants to sell. And so he got on the phone to them. And the next thing, takes me up to his office, goes in his drawer of his desk, and he hands me £800 in cash. And I said to him, what's that for? And he said, it's your finder's fee. You found those goods and you brought that deal to me. You brought that deal, those frozen croissants that bakery manufacturer wanted to get rid of. You brought me that deal. And so here's your finder's fee of £800 for introducing me to those goods. And I was like, I've just made £800 and I only make £250 a week in wages, and I've just made more than triple my weekly wages just from finding some goods and introducing those goods to a buyer without any expertise in those goods, without me having a buyer, because he had his own buyer that he found. All right, I didn't find the buyer. I just showed it to someone who had their own buyers. Okay, and I did it incredibly without any of my own money. I didn't use a penny or cent of my own money to buy those goods, to buy and sell those goods, or invest money into those goods. How incredible is that? And so that was my aha. That was my aha moment in this business, all right, where I thought, that's incredible. I can just go find goods and then introduce those goods to another business and then connect them with that business and get paid finder's fees, guys. I'm going to go into more detail on how that process works of making the finder's fee. All right, I'm going to show you more in detail. Okay, but that was my very, very first finder's fee deal by just simply connecting people. And that was 30 years ago. And that was before the internet. All right, that was before the internet. Okay. And now I don't even travel anywhere. You know, I don't even pick up the phone. Everything is done 100% online, guys. So, are you ready to learn? Are you ready to start learning exactly how you can make your first finder's fee, guys? Put a yes in the chat. Cool, cool. Okay, I'm glad you're ready to learn, because I want to teach you this business. You know, I want to teach you this game, because I believe that, you know, being in the business for 30 years, I owe it to myself. I owe it to myself to pass on my knowledge to people. And, you know, my wife said to me, what are you doing? You're crazy. What are you doing? Teaching people. And I said, look, I believe in abundance. There's enough money, okay, to make in this business for everyone, guys. That's the great thing. There's enough money to be made for everyone in this game. Anyone can come in and start making money in this business, guys. Let's have a look in the chat. Yes, 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 yes. Cool. Okay, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to show you now how to uncover the potential of finder's fees, a frequently overlooked business that can accelerate your path to financial independence just by connecting people. All right. So to make your first finder's fee, obviously, you are the person, you are the man or the woman who is you are the engine in this deal, because you are what I call the person in the middle. All right. You are in the middle of this deal. You are making the wheels go round to make this deal happen. You are the bridge. You are the bridge to making this deal happen. So the first thing you need in this business is yourself. All right. The next thing you need is a motivated seller. Now, a motivated seller is a person or business, all right, who have goods, they have goods that they just want to get rid of, and they are surplus products. All right. Now, I want to give you some clarification on exactly what surplus products mean, because a lot of people don't quite understand surplus like properly. Okay, so here's a picture of a big warehouse. All right, now there's warehouses like this in every town, every city, every country across the world. All right, there's thousands and thousands of warehouses, and in these warehouses there are pallets of products that are sitting there unsold. They are surplus, they are unwanted, they are unused. It's just unwanted goods that a business has that becomes surplus to requirements. They simply no longer want those goods. They might have been a cancelled order. They might have ordered in too many of that product. They might just have a load of products that become slow moving, or that didn't sell as well as expected. Just many different reasons why businesses have goods in their warehouse that just never sold. And the thing is, with companies need cash flow. All right. And a lot of businesses all the time have cash flow problems. They have cash flow issues. And that is a big headache for that business. Okay. Which makes them a very motivated seller. They need to sell those goods because they need the money. They need to turn those goods that are still stuck, still sitting in their warehouse. They need to get rid of those goods that have been sitting there for too long. All right. They need to turn those goods back into cash so they can use that cash in their business. All right. And so a motivated seller is a seller who wants to get rid of those goods as soon as possible, and they are negotiable on the price, and they are hungry. They are hungry to get rid of those goods. And there's motivated sellers of these types of goods, like in thousands and thousands of warehouses right now across the world. All right, in every country across the world, there's pallets and pallets of goods, perfectly good goods, perfectly new, perfect quality, goods that can be bought and sold for profit that motivated sellers want to get rid of. Let's go back into how you can make your first finder's fees, guys. So over here on the right is a motivated buyer. Now, this buyer here is a thriving business. Okay, they are a business that is doing fantastic. They are doing well. They've got money to spend and they are looking for deals. All right, they are looking for a good deal on goods. Okay, so they want to buy these sellers' products. All right, because it's a great deal to them. They want to buy it to resell or use in their business and make a profit with. And they are hungry buyers who are just constantly, actively looking for good deals. All right. There's never a shortage of buyers looking for good deals. All right. Now, here's the thing. This buyer here, all right, this buyer here, he doesn't know that those goods even exist from that seller. All right. That seller back here that I showed you. All right. He doesn't know that those goods even exist. Only we know they exist. All right. Only we know, because we are the people. We are the guys in the middle. We are the guys in the middle. And here's the thing with this seller of these goods that wants to get rid of these unused, unwanted pallets of goods in their warehouse. This seller would love to sell those goods, but he doesn't know who wants to buy those surplus goods. Only we know, because we are in the middle. All right. We are the guys in the middle of this deal. We are the only person who knows both sides. We know the seller of the goods and we know the buyer of the goods, but the buyer doesn't know where those goods are, and the seller doesn't know who's going to buy those goods. That's the thing. So we are the guys in the middle. We are the engine in this deal. All right. So to make your first finder's fee, what you effectively do is you connect the motivated seller who wants to get rid of those goods with this motivated buyer who wants to buy those goods. You simply connect the seller with the buyer. You are introducing the seller's goods to that buyer who wants to buy those goods. All right. And then they make the deal. Those two make the deal. We don't get involved in that deal. All right. We don't get involved in the price of that product, the purchasing of that product, the transactions of that product, the transportation of that product. No, we just sit back with our feet on the desk and we just sit back and let those guys do the deal. All right. We've done our bit. We've done our bit by finding those goods and then connecting those two businesses. All right. And here's the thing. The best part is you don't have to buy those products. So you don't have to risk your own money ever. How cool is that? You don't have to worry about investing your cash into any of these goods that you find. You don't have to touch those goods. All right. So you don't need to worry about storage or warehousing or monthly storage costs or anything like that, because you are not touching those goods whatsoever. And you don't need to see those goods either. All right. You don't need to physically see those goods. So you don't have to travel or leave your home to do this, to make your finder's fee. You don't even have to leave your home and go physically see those goods. How cool is that? So how do you make money from this? All right. So as you remember, you are connecting the motivated seller and the motivated buyer. All right. And once you've connected the buyer and the seller, all right, here's what happens. Here's where the magic happens. They made the deal. All right. They've done the deal on those goods that you found, thanks to you. All right. So how do you make your bit? How do you make your money from it? So the motivated buyer, here's the great thing with buyers, all right, with hungry buyers. Hungry buyers are very busy people. They are very busy running their businesses. You know, they don't have time to do what us guys do, which is go find deals, go find these deals. They are busy guys and they don't have all day to go and look for deals every single day. All right. That's what us guys do. We are the professionals at doing that. So the buyer is more than happy to pay us a finder's fee for finding those goods and introducing them to those goods. All right. So in effect, think about it. We're almost like an extension of their buying department. We're almost an extension of their purchasing department, but they don't have to pay us a full-time salary. So how cool is that for these hungry buyers, that they've got guys like us out there, you know, finding deals that we are just feeding them. We're just feeding them deals all the time. And that's why these buyers are more than happy to keep paying us finder's fees for introducing them to deals. All right. And that's the great thing about this business, because we've introduced them to the goods and he didn't have to spend time finding them himself, which saves him a lot of time and a lot of money as well. All right. And, you know, these buyers can pay finder's fees from, you know, $300 up to $10,000 plus per deal, guys. All right. Depending on the size deal that you find, you know, it's very common to make anywhere from $300 up to 10,000 plus on finder's fees deals. You know, I made 3-figure, 4-figure and 5-figure. I've even done 6-figure deals as well over the years on finder's fees. All right. And so here's the cool thing about being in this business is that all you do is with this process is that you just rinse and repeat. You just rinse and repeat this process. You keep finding these surplus goods from these businesses, from these motivated sellers that you introduce to these motivated buyers. And you just keep rinse and repeating this with different businesses across different product categories and across different industries, and keep making finder's fees after finder's fees each month. All right. And after that, it becomes easier to make new deals because you're building and growing a network of buyers and a network of sellers. And all you're doing as a finder, all right, you are basically connecting people with other people. You are connecting buyers with sellers. You're connecting sellers with buyers, all right? And the bigger the network, the more finder's fees opportunities you are creating, all right? It's like a compounding effect. The more you grow your network each week, each month, each year, over the years, you are creating a compounding effect. You're bringing in more finder's fees opportunities all the time, which has like a snowball effect. And you start making more and more finder's fees over the years, guys. And I'll show you how you can do it later. All right. I'm going to show you how you can do it later in this training, as far as building connections, all right, and growing a network, because that is the backbone of this business. And here's the cool part. It's the easiest part. It's the easiest part, growing a network. So is that model of connecting people simple? Type yes in the chat, guys. Is that process, that roadmap from going from zero to money in the bank, that framework, all right, that framework of finding goods and introducing those goods to a buyer and connecting them and getting paid a finder's fee from a buyer, is that model of connecting people, all right, simple, where you're not having to get stressed about investing your money into goods, or traveling anywhere, or seeing any goods, or touching or holding any goods, or even buying or selling any goods, you know. It's a very, very low stress business, because you can go to bed at night not worried that you own goods and you've got goods sitting in a warehouse that you need to try and get rid of. All right. In this business, you don't ever own anything. You own nothing. All right. Let's have a look in the chat. Yes, 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 yes. Cool, guys. All right. So, okay, Matt, but I don't have the network of buyers and sellers. You see, this is not the problem, because the easy part is finding connections. Every business now in the world is online. All right. Every business, every company that sells goods is hanging out somewhere online. That's the great thing. And, you know, I got into this business before the internet. So that's why I used to have to buy phone directories. I had to buy telephone directories and business directories and phone companies all day, every day out of them. You know, phone them up all day, 9 to 5. I'd be ringing companies up. Now, guys, the cool thing is that every business is hanging out online. They're all hanging out on Facebook, eBay, LinkedIn, Amazon, Google. You know, like every legit business in the world has a presence online, you know, which is that's the biggest networking directory that us guys have in the world. It's like the biggest free networking directory in the world, the internet, isn't it? That's the great thing, guys. And it's free to connect with people and businesses online. It's completely free. It doesn't cost any money. It don't cost a penny to connect with people, to connect with businesses. All right. So it doesn't cost you money. You don't have to invest to make connections whatsoever. You don't have to invest money to build a network. And so there's many effective ways to make high quality connections online. All right. But even if we had all night on here, it would be almost impossible to give you all that I could give you on building a network, guys. All right. So what we're going to do is we've got to be respectful of each other's time, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to move straight on to the next important part for you guys. All right. Which is how to safely and confidently seize opportunities, even if you have no experience. All right. So thing is, and a lot of people say to me, Matt, look, I would love to do this. I would love to do this business, but I'm not experienced enough. Like, I don't understand products and, you know, how to talk about specific products and what to ask. And I don't understand, you know, different products. Think about it. There's millions and millions of products in the world. You're not going to understand every single product. That first deal I did on frozen croissants, I didn't even understand frozen croissants or bakery products or frozen food products. I was clueless. I didn't understand that whatsoever. And that was before the internet. But now, here's a cool thing. You don't have to have any experience whatsoever. None at all. All right. And I'm going to show you how you can come into this business, right? And you don't have to be an expert. All right. You don't have to have that knowledge or expertise on the goods that you find. All right. Because people get worried that they find goods, but they don't understand those goods. They don't understand what they are, or like the technical side of some products you might be offered. And that's probably something that you're fearful of. All right. Which is very understandable, because it's a very fearful thing if you're dealing in some goods that you actually don't have any knowledge on. All right. But what I'm going to show you guys is something magic. All right. I'm going to show you how the magic happens here, where you don't have to be an expert in this business. All right. So to make finder's fees, the truth is, in the finder's fees business, you can be perceived as an expert from day one. All right. Perceived as an expert from day one. So do you want to become an expert in 5 minutes? Who wants to become an expert in this business in 5 minutes? Type yes, guys, in the chat. Type yes in the chat if you want to learn how to become a complete expert, all right? Like a true professional expert in 5 minutes, because I'm going to show you exactly how this is done, all right? And you can go and implement this yourselves. Let's have a look in the chat here. Yeah. Yes. Cool. Everyone wants to become an expert in 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you exactly how this is done. Are you ready? All right. So can you imagine if you were offered some goods that you just know nothing about? Like a business has offered you some goods and you're looking at the details and they're just like, you've no idea, like literally what those goods are. You've no knowledge, or you might understand the product a little bit, like just from looking at the photo, but apart from that, you don't really understand that product whatsoever. So, because nobody, all right, nobody in the world knows every single product, do they? That would be impossible. There's millions and millions of products across the world. Like it's infinity really, because there's more products, new products coming out each day. So it's infinity really, it's infinite. But like none of us know every single product in the world. None of us do. Even experts don't know every single product in the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can become an expert no matter what product you are offered. Could be any product in the world, all right? Any product in the world. Could be something you've not a clue what it is, but I'm going to show you how you can become an expert on that product, all right? All you need to do is use what we call the conversation method, okay? This is what I created. It's called the conversation method. So I want to illustrate exactly how this works. So over here, you've got the middleman, which is you. You are offered some goods from the seller, all right, from this motivated seller over here. He's offered you some goods, most likely online. He's offered you some goods on email, okay? He's sent you the details, what the product is, how many, and some photos, and maybe a few other bits of details. All right. And so then basically, you are then going to show those goods to some buyers or a buyer. All right. You're going to show those details that you got from that seller. You're just going to show the exact details of what that seller sent you. All right. And basically, when you get interest from the motivated buyer, this buyer starts asking questions about the products, and you're going to receive questions that you've just not a clue, like what the answers are. You've not a clue because you don't know the products. You haven't got the knowledge or expertise on that product whatsoever. So what you're going to do is you're going to email the seller. You're going to ask the same questions to the seller that the buyer asked you. All right. You're simply going to literally copy and paste the questions that the buyer asked you. These could be questions that even you still don't understand. It doesn't matter. You just ask those same questions to the seller. And then the seller is going to reply with all the answers that you need. All right. It's going to give you the answers that you need. And then you are going to send those answers to the buyer. All right. You are now an expert. How's that? You are now an expert on every product in the world. All right, I'm going to go back and show you again. All right, the buyer is going to ask you questions about those products. He might ask you something like, have you got a certificate of analysis? Have you got the safety certifications? What are the weights and dimensions of the pallets? And where are they located? Do you have the customs customs tariff codes? Very complex questions, even more complex questions that you might not even understand. You know, have you got what does the product material consist of? What is the fabric composition of that product? You know, just crazy stuff that you don't understand. What is the origin of those products? Where were they made? When were they manufactured? And just things that you just don't know the answers to, because you just don't know that product. You don't know the technical side of the information that buyer wants. So he's just gonna ask you a few questions. He might ask you one question. He might ask you 2, 3, or 4, or 5 questions. It doesn't matter. All you're going to say to the buyer is, no worries, I will come back to you with the information. And then you're just going to go ask those same questions to the seller. You literally will copy and paste the questions like I would. I would just copy and paste those questions to the seller of those goods. All right. Now, the seller of those goods is the expert. They know the answers. All right. They know the answers to those products because they sell those products. They are in that industry. All right. So you are asking questions to that seller. Those questions that you ask that seller are complex, sometimes complex questions. And that seller, when you ask those questions, that seller will think, wow, he sounds like he's knowledgeable asking those kind of questions. So even the seller will think you are an expert, but from asking those kind of questions. All right. And when the seller replies with the answers, you are then just giving the answers to the buyer. All the while, you are the guy in the middle. All right. You are just relaying the answers. You're relaying the questions from the buyer to the seller, and you're relaying the answers back from the seller to the buyer. And it's all going through you. All right. It's all going through you. No one else. You in the middle. And so now you are the expert, guys. How cool is that? How cool is just doing this simple method, making you look like the expert? All right. By doing it this way, the buyer has all the information he needs and thinks that you are the expert. All right. Even though you know nothing about those products, like I did when I made my first finder's fee on those frozen croissants. I knew nothing about it whatsoever. And so, you know, here's some products that I've traded. Random stuff like chemicals, rolls of aluminium that I found that I made finder's fees on, floor carpet tiles, disposable medical gloves, rolls of fabric, all these kinds of products. You know, they can be very technical, and certain things you just like, you obviously know the product's name, but a lot of the answers you will not understand. A lot of things buyers will ask you, you would not understand whatsoever. And these are products that I've made finder's fees on that I know nothing about. Like, I know nothing about these products, technical, or like, I'm no expert on any of these products, but I've just found these products. I've found these goods from businesses. And I've been asked questions from buyers, and I've just simply asked those questions to the seller, and I've got the answers from the seller, and I've given the answers back to the buyer. All right, which have made me look like an expert. So I've made finder's fees on these products that I know nothing about, but I look like an expert. All right, I look like an expert from getting the answers, getting the right answers that the buyers needed. All right. So do you see how you are able to become an expert in 5 minutes and make deals with no experience whatsoever. By using that conversation method, you can simply implement that simple concept, all right, of using the conversation method. All right, it's very, very easy to do. You know, a child can do it. A child can do that. All right, so type yes in the chat if you think that you are able to do this and look like you could be an expert in this business, literally from day one. Yeah, of course you can. Like, anyone can do that. Anyone can do the conversation method and look like an expert. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move straight on to the third lesson that I'm going to give you today on how you can convert a few hours a week into significant earnings from your network without affecting your full-time job. And this is really important because a lot of people, understandable, like there's a lot of noise out there. People are very busy day to day. People are busy in their jobs. They're busy with their kids and their family. And we've all got, you know, we're all busy people day to day, week to week. But I want to show you how you can actually make this work, even if you have little time. All right. So, how much time okay, Matt, so how much time do I need to spend to make finder's fees? All right, so what I'm going to show you here is just like sort of a little sort of bird's eye view. Think of it as like looking down on what a typical day would look like with the time that you would need to spend on this, all right, to start creating finder's fees opportunities. All right, so the first part is probably 15 minutes a day max, which is basically doing online product research, finding potential products, basically to get product ideas where you can then go and look for businesses who sell those types of products, because there's so many products around. You want to actually just get real clarity on types of products that you want to look for. And then obviously you will then look for businesses. All right. You will look for sellers. You will look for sellers online who have businesses or who work for businesses that have surplus products in their warehouse. This is generally 1 hour to 2 hours max per day, where you are basically networking. You are building a network of contacts, all right, that you will be reaching out to. And then finding buyers can literally be from 0 to 1 hour a day. When I say 0, I'm going to show you a little bit later how you can do this third part without actually having any buyers. Okay. This is a really cool thing that I'm going to show you a bit later. But in actual fact, the reality is that you could just spend 1 hour, between 1 and 2 hours a day, literally just building, networking and reaching out to businesses. All right. And then doing the same again each day. All right. And then growing your network. And then you will start creating those finder's fees opportunities. So that's the great thing about this business, that because it's online, it's all very, very time effective. All right. You're not spending hours and hours a day on the phone. No phone calls. All right. So this is going to be no more than 11 hours a week max. All right. And to make 300 to 10,000 finder's fee a month. All right. 11 hours a week, 1 to 2 hours a day over the week. How incredible is that? So do you think that you don't have 11 hours per week to make at least one finder's fee deal, right? If you don't think that you have 11 hours per week, what I'm going to say to you is, like, that is a very limiting belief, because one of my students here, Anthony, who was in a day job, he said, look, if you can work 8 hours a day for someone else, you can work at least 1 to 2 hours a day for yourself. And that is a fact, because think about it. You're getting someone else rich working for someone, all right, you owe it to yourself to spend some time working on a side income where you can start creating a second income for yourself. All right. So if you can work 8 hours a day for someone else, you can definitely work at least 1 to 2 hours a day for yourself. All right. But okay, Matt, I don't have time. This is what I get all the time from people. I don't have time. I don't have time. All right. This is a limiting belief, guys. I don't have time is the biggest lie you tell yourself. All right. You can make finder's fees by only using your phone. Literally, people spend a lot of time on their mobile phones. All right. Did you know that the average screen time is 2 hours, 43 minutes per day? Yeah, that is a fact. That is the average screen time through the day and night. Most people spend 2 hours, 43 minutes per day on their mobile phone. That is 17 hours a week, guys. All right, that people are on their mobile phones. 17 hours per week spent on mindless scrolling through social media platforms. You can make more than a few finder's fees deals in those 17 hours, guys, which means you can get to 10K a month, all right, using that time more effectively. Would you replace the time spent on social media to make 10K a month? Of course you would. You see, the thing is with the mobile phone and making finder's fees, you can make finder's fees like when you're commuting. You can make finder's fees when you're browsing social media, watching TV, or having a break at your 9 to 5. You can use your mobile phone to make finder's fees using the methods I teach while sitting in a cafe at weekends, or you can simply dedicate 1 to 2 hours per day. All right. And like my student Neil, who actually made his first deal of 5,500 on the side of his existing business. All right. He's a busy guy running his own business. All right. And he just plugged in my methods into his existing business and he made 5,500 on the side, all right, of his business. And he just found time to do that each day. Even I made 9 grand during my vacation in Thailand. I did 9 grand in 4 days, the back end of the month. All right. The back end of the whole of June, when I was there for the whole of June, the back end. All right. The last 4 days, I made 9 grand, and that was all off my mobile phone, guys. And that was literally from no more than 1 to 2 hours a day, just implementing the methods, all right, that I teach. So can you see how this would work for you as far as time is concerned? Yeah, that's just a limiting belief. You can do this if you have little time, all right? Like a lot of my students do, you know, who are still in 9 to 5 jobs and are making finder's fees every month in this business. So let me ask you a question. Can you see how making finder's fees really allows you to make good money? Can you see how learning how to make finder's fees gives you endless chances to make money every month? Can you see why knowing how to make finder's fees is a future-proof skill worth having? So who wants to learn the skill that will allow you to have your dream lifestyle for the rest of your life? All right. This is a future-proof business. Been in the game for 30 years. It's proof that this business is a long-term business, not a short fly-by-night business. It's a long-term future-proof business. It's a future-proof skill that you guys can learn and implement and take action on. All right. So who wants to make their first finder's fees in the next 30 days, guys? Who does? You. Of course you do, guys. Everyone wants to make the first finder's fee. That's the great thing. Once you make your first finder's fee, then you know how to make your second and third and fourth and fifth finder's fee. and just keep rinsing and repeating this process each week, each month. So here's what I know, guys. This skill may be the bridge between where you are now to where you want to be, like it has been for me. So even if we had a full day together, instead of this training, it's going to be hard, almost impossible to give you all the information you need. No matter how good anyone is, a 90-minute presentation won't change your life. And while everything I've given you is valuable, it's just a tip of the iceberg, all right? But you need more than that, all right? So, and if you liked what I showed you so far, you'll love what I've got for you next. At this point, you have two choices, all right? Number one, you can go it alone and learn to make finder's fees by yourself, all right? You can go alone, go off and do it, and go and learn to do it yourself. Or number two, you can get it right by being coached by someone that has already done it successfully over and over again since 1992. All right. Which would you prefer? Type 1 or 2 in the chat. 1, go off and try and do it on your own. Or 2, being coached by someone that's already doing it successfully over and over and over again. One or 2, guys. Who's put 2 in the chat? I can't even see the chat properly on my phone, by the way. So I'm guessing a few of you have thought definitely number 2, being coached by someone, for sure. You see, if you could just watch a training and make loads of money, everyone would just be able to do it, right? But like UFC fighters, boxers, golfers, and successful entrepreneurs, they all have one thing in common, guys. They all have a coach or mentor to help them execute and cut out the years of trial and error. So you can get from where you are now to where you want to be faster and easier, right? So I want to introduce you to my coaching program, the Finder's Fees Coaching Program. All right. The purpose of this program is specifically to help you make a good side income. All right. And then eventually quit your 9-to-5. So here's what you're going to get inside my coaching program. You're going to get my Finder's Fees course. This course shows the exact step-by-step process I use to make finder's fees on a daily basis. All right. It gives you the ability to copy my process and make finder's fees by yourself. This is so valuable that you could do nothing else. I show you and just use the Finder's Fees course to make money consistently, guys, which I value today at only a fraction of my investment, which is time and money. All right, that I've put into this at $1997. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the Finder's Fees course valued at $1997. Maybe you don't know how to make connections. All right. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of ways to make connections with buyers and sellers. All right. So you can make your finder's fees. That's why I created the step-by-step platform networking framework. All right. Which will show you how to make connections, grow a network, and find deals through LinkedIn, Amazon, eBay, Google, Facebook, and more simplified. No tech jargon, just a clear path for beginners. You can start it even with just your mobile phone, guys. All right, which I value today at $997. So here's what you're going to get. The Finder's Fees course valued at $1997 and the step-by-step platform networking framework at $997. Maybe you're not sure if the course will answer all your questions and concerns, so you can make money confidently. That's why I've added live group coaching sessions, all right, which will allow you to ask questions, share wins, overcome challenges, and get updated strategies from me, ensuring you're fast track out of the 9-to-5 grind. Plus, you will have lifetime access to all these recordings all year round, forever. All right, which I value today at $1997. All right, so here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the finder's fees course, valued at $1997, the step-by-step platform networking framework valued at $997, and the live group coaching sessions valued at $1997. Maybe you don't have time to create templates and contact letters, etc. So you can replicate the process and do it faster. That's why I've added the Finder's Fees Pro Toolkit, guys. All right, which will allow you to quickly set up and secure deals with ready-to-use professional resources and tools, eliminating guesswork. So here's what the toolkit contains. You're going to seal every deal confidently and legally with a fill-in-the-blank finder's fee agreement to secure your finder's fees easily and safely. A ready-to-send proven email and messaging script template letters, so you can get offered deals without guesswork. I'm going to give you my secret keywords cheat sheet, all right, so you can find brand new connections easily with specific Google keywords that I provide you with. You're going to get my LinkedIn targeting tactics, so you can laser target specific people who can offer you surplus goods on LinkedIn. And you're going to get my elite product research blueprint checklist, so you never have to think which type of surplus goods you should go and look for. All that is inside the toolkit that you're going to get, all right, which I value today at $1497. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the finder's fees course valued at $1997. You're going to get the step-by-step platform networking framework valued at $997. You're going to get the live group coaching sessions valued at $1997. And you're going to get the finder's fees pro toolkit valued at $1497, guys. Maybe you don't want to do everything alone. Maybe you want to network or partner up with other finders. That's why I've added the professional finders community. All right, my private Facebook group, which will allow you to join my exclusive inner circle and connect with fellow like-minded people who are already making finder's fees. You can exchange deals, get advice, share stories, and elevate your success journey together, guys, which I value today at $1797. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a finder's fees course valued at $1997, the step-by-step platform networking framework at $997. You're going to get the live group coaching sessions valued at $1997. You're going to get the finder's fees pro toolkit valued at $1497, and you're going to get the professional finders community valued at $1797. Maybe you think that you can't make finder's fees because of limited time. All right, that's why I've added earnings on autopilot mastery, all right, which will allow you to integrate your finder's fees strategies seamlessly into your daily life, ensuring that you, even after a long work day, you can still make progress and additional income, guys, which I value today at $1997. So here's what you're going to get inside the program. You're going to get the finder's fees course valued at $1997. You're going to get a step-by-step platform networking framework valued at $997. You're going to get the live group coaching sessions valued at $1997. You're going to get the finder's fees pro toolkit valued at $1497. You're going to get the professional finders community valued at $1797. And you're going to get the earnings on autopilot mastery valued at $1997, guys. Total value of over $10,000, guys. All right, so I had two choices. I could charge a low price and everyone can have it, but without the support. Or I could have charged more so I can give you more attention and more support. All right, what would you rather have? Number two, of course. You want more attention and want more support from me, of course. That makes sense. Hold you by the hand and get you through from zero to money in the bank, right? What would it be worth to you to make you financially free? What would it be worth to you in numbers? What would it be worth in your head to be financially free? 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000. So you can see why it's a good deal at 10,000, all right, plus. However, I won't charge you over 10,000 for this, all right? I'm not going to charge you anywhere near 10,000 for this. And I'm not even going to charge you $4,997 for this, guys. Today, I'm going to charge for everything I've shown you that you get inside the program. $1,997, guys, all right? $1,997 today. Or if you can't come in and put that money down immediately, I'm offering a payment option where you can come in for just $297 down into a payment plan, all right? A tailor-made payment plan that we set up. Now, this is the address that I'm going to drop inside the you were right. You were right. It does end in 7. That's correct. So here's the link. I am going to drop it in the chat shortly. But there's something I want to just show you before you make a decision. This is Ian who came into the program. I want to just tell you exactly what he said. There's a lot to like about the coaching program. The course itself is very easy to understand, very detailed and prescriptive. It literally takes you step by step through the whole process while giving advice on what to say and do for various scenarios. The backup and support you give in addition to the course is fantastic. The time you give goes far beyond what you charge with the Facebook live streams and, of course, the Zoom live sessions. I've never attended a Zoom session without having at least one light bulb moment. One of the biggest things that sets you apart is it is very obvious that you genuinely care about the people in your program. All right, here's what Jacob had to say.
With Matt, he helped me find buyer for stock which I found in Poland. The course gave me information how to looking for surplus stock and how to find buyer for this kind of stock. So don't waste time and let's make some money.
All right, and this is a case study from Roman who came into my program. So I asked him, what do you like most about the program? Matt's coaching program is very straightforward and to the point, and on how to grow a finder's fees business. This is not an A to Z. This is an A to Z on how to start, grow, and run your own successful business online. Nothing to worry about because you are covered with Matt's help. I asked him also, how fast did you make your first finder's fee? He said, my first finder's fee was back in November 2019 after I joined his course in October 2019. Since then, I've set up my own finder's fees business, and now I'm free and working full time doing this for myself. I asked him, how much did you make on your first finder's fee? He said, I made my first finder's fee of 5,000 euros in my first month after setup. I asked him, was it hard? He said, no, I just sent some emails to my contact list using Matt's template scripts and then started receiving surplus stock offers. With Matt's help, we found the buyer and got the job done. All right. Now, listen, guys, I like to make things bulletproof for anyone coming into my program. So I always offer a 30-day guarantee. OK, you sign up today, and if you don't like it for any reason, I don't care if it's 29 days and 23 hours and 59 minutes from now. Just let me know and we'll give you your money back. Okay. So that is the thing with me, is that I am offering a guarantee. Okay. And that's the thing with my programs, is that with this 30-day guarantee, this is something that you can be safe in the knowledge, all right? Be safe in the knowledge that you are coming into a legit program, all right? So that is the 30-day guarantee. I've dropped the link in the chat, guys, as well, to the order form. Now, listen, before you think about joining, I've got something very, very special that I want to show you, that I'm going to throw in on top of everything, on top of that over 10,000 in value that I'm already giving you. I'm going to give you bonus number 1, 101 sourcing mastery methods ebook. All right, where you discover 101 underground methods to find goods at rock bottom prices, boost your profits significantly without investing more time, valued at $197. I'm going to give you another bonus, number 2. This is my trade show profits playbook, where you can find opportunities without stepping out of your home or office. Maximize profits from the comfort of your couch or workstation, valued at $197. I'm also going to throw in another bonus, number 3, pro networking playbook, where you can dive into strategies to rapidly expand your business contracts and open doors to even more lucrative deals, valued at $197. I'm going to give you another bonus, number 4, finder's fees opportunities on autopilot system. Why search when deals can come to you? I'm going to show you how you can get dozens of finder's fees opportunities straight to your inbox, saving you time and effort. All right, valued at $497. I'm going to give you another bonus, bonus number 5, my virtual assistant mastery. Learn how to find your own virtual assistant who can do the work for you cheaply. Let them do the time-consuming tasks so you can relax and take profits, guys. All right, valued at $397. So I'm going to give you something else, even more bonuses that I've never even added before. All right, I'm going to give you bonus number 6. This is a brand new, all right, brand new bonus, 0 inventory profits auction method. This is something that I've created where if you are worried you're not able to find a buyer for the products you find, you can bypass those concerns entirely. Learn how to sell the deals by yourself, turning deals into profits without ever purchasing or holding any inventory or even finding a buyer using the auction method. All right, valued at $1,997, guys. All right, I'm gonna give you a little thing here from one of my very new students, Alex. All right, he put so far £12,000 on hand gel in 10 days. No shit. He messaged me that late on a night. I think he must have had a few beers, but he used this auction method, all right, that I teach, on some pallets and pallets of some hand gel that he found. And he used this method and he made £12,000 in 10 days, guys. All right. So this method works. And I'm going to give you another bonus, number 7, optimize your finder's fees, the 2 times profit strategy. This is an incredible tactic. All right. Proven tactic that can guarantee to amplify your profits by allowing you to potentially make 2 times your finder's fees on every deal. All right, to make money twice on the same deal. Okay, valued at $1,997, guys. And finally, I'm going to give you my Grand Slam bonus. All right, this is my elite done for you finder's fees service, where we help you one-to-one secure your finder's fees for you by using our network of contacts. All right, my 30 years of contacts you have access to. All right, and I help you one-to-one. All right, one-to-one. I work with you one-to-one on each deal, each and every deal that you find. I will help you on and help you secure your finder's fees. All right, this is a very, very limited bonus that I'm offering. Okay, valued at $4,997. I've even put priceless because it is priceless, because this is a lifetime bonus that you will get if you come into the program. You will get lifetime one-to-one support on every single deal that you find, that we will show to our network of buyer contacts, basically, to help you get deals faster and easier and over the line. All right. All these bonuses that I've just shown you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they are all available, but only today. All right. Only if you join today. Total value of these bonuses is over $10,000. All right. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the finder's fees course valued at $1,997. You're going to get the step-by-step platform networking framework valued at $997. You're going to get the live group coaching sessions valued at $1,997. You're going to get the finder's fees pro toolkit valued at $1,497. You're going to get the professional finders community valued at $1,797. And you're going to get the earnings on autopilot mastery valued at $1,997, guys. Total value of $10,000, over $10,000, plus over 10,000 value in those bonuses that I've shown you. That is a total of over $20,000, guys, in total value that you are going to get when you come into the coaching program. All right, that you can join today for just $1,997 or as little as $297 down, guys. All right. Those bonuses are only available for the next 10 people that come into the program. All right. And then they've gone. They're not available anymore. All right. So here's another testimonial from Roman.
Hello guys, my name is Roman from Czech Republic. I want to say big thank you to Matt and his Finder Speak coaching program. Unbelievable what's happened to me. And I just took action, follow his method, and I knew that that deal will come soon. And it was 5,000 euros, and that was it. And then I found a huge surplus stock, and we made a deal. Guys, take action, and there is plenty of surplus stock around. And I've done it on my day job. Take action, guys. Thank you.
Hi everybody, this is Pamir. I recently found some surplus stock in the UK, and Matt found me a buyer for that stock, and I ended up making a finder's fee of $1,500. So I'm happy and excited about that. And this is my first 4-figure finder's fee, and I'm grateful to Matt for everything that he does for his students. He's always available to us, through emails or text. He's always hands-on, and I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm grateful for making this kind of money, and I'm also looking forward to making more deals in the future. And with Matt's guidance and his mentorship, I'm sure I will achieve all my goals. Thanks again, Matt, for helping me out. Here's to more deals in the future.
Hi guys, it's Dave here from the UK. I had my own stock finding business for a few months before meeting Matt, and then I discovered his course, and I'm glad I did, because it's expanded my business. It's taken it to new heights in a very short period of time, so it's very, very good value. I've done 3 deals with Matt already, incidentally. So you can work from home, put as much time or as little time into it as you like. No real overheads if you work from home. Again, you can work part-time, full-time, and still do this in the evenings or in your spare time, weekends maybe. Matt is a good mentor. He'll answer your messages, give you advice. He's a great guy to deal with. Take my advice, take advantage of this offer of the course. Say Matt's a great mentor. And it says on my t-shirt, if you can read it, only the brave will. Just be brave and take that first step. And I'm sure you'll be as pleased as I am. I've done 3 deals with Matt already, and I've only got the course a few few weeks ago, not long at all. So it's paid for itself already very quickly. So just go for it.
All right, cool, guys. So we're now at the back end, and as mentioned, I said I would drop the a link in the comments to some of your free bonus gift, which I will do after the or during the Q&As. So I'm going to do a short question and answers. All right. If there's anything on your mind, anything that you want to ask me, all right, before you come into the program, if there's any concerns or fears or something specific you want to ask me, put your questions in the chat. All right. And I will ask them. I will answer them for you. All right. Ask me anything, guys. Anything at all? Ask me anything, guys. Anything at all? All right, there's the link to the training. Cool. Okay. How do you make finder's fees on FB Messenger? Yeah, so normally the way we start creating finder's fees opportunities in Facebook is basically by finding actual businesses on Facebook. Now, most businesses these days have their own page on Facebook. All right, they have their own page, their own profile page. And so what we do is we look for companies on Facebook with their own Facebook page. And then we simply message them. We go into Messenger on Facebook and we start a conversation with them and introduce ourselves and send them like an introductory, message on the Messenger, and get talking to them and get into conversations and ask them if they have any goods in their business, in their warehouse, that they would like to get rid of, and obviously give them our contact details. And obviously sometimes they have some goods immediately that they want to get rid of, that they can offer us. So, normally we'll just drop an email address and they will email us the details. All right. And at that point, we can actually take that conversation away from Facebook onto email, or we could move that conversation into WhatsApp or whatever. They might give us a specific person in that company to speak to. They might give us a phone number or an email address of a person in that company who deals with their surplus goods. All right. Because in a lot of companies, some there's people in specific job positions that deal with the surplus that they have in their business. It could be a sales director. It could be, inventory manager. It could be a supply chain manager. It could be a procurement manager. It could be someone in just the sales department. It could be, it could be even someone in the financial side of the business might offer, might deal with the surplus goods. So what we're effectively doing is we are just getting into a conversation in Facebook Messenger with a business. All right. And then we're just planting seeds and making a connection. So obviously you're going to make a finder's fee on the back of making a connection on Facebook. You're not necessarily going to make the finder's fee on Facebook, but it originates on Facebook because that's where you first made your connection. And here's the thing, you can make connections with any type of business on Facebook. You know, you can use the search box on Facebook is very important, like on LinkedIn and other platforms. It's all about the search box and what you search for, what words, what keywords you use when you are searching for businesses. So that's very you know, that's the start of the process, is just networking on Facebook. All right. Yeah, so you're just literally networking, you're getting into conversations with businesses and you're asking them the question, you know, I'm looking for surplus goods. Do you ever get surplus goods? Who deals with those? Who deals with that thing in your business? You're just literally talking to them on Messenger. That's it. Can you make finder's fees with any email? I'm not sure what you mean by that, with any email. Do you mean like with any email address? I basically always recommend, and you know, this is one of the first things I teach in my training in the course, to buy a domain name, because they're cheap. You can buy a domain for like under £10, under $10. You can buy a domain name, like, you know, your initials. You could you know, like I'm MG, I could have MG, you know, MG sourcing or MG surplus or MG trading or anything, you know, just a name, make up a name, and I could go buy that domain, and then I can set up an email address with that domain. All right. And then what I've then got is a professional email address, because here's the thing, guys, in this business of making finder's fees, you are going to be it's if you can either come into this business and look like an amateur, or you can look like a professional. Okay, if you want to come in and look like a professional from day one, then you buy a cheap domain name. All right, set up an email address, and you've now got a professional email address with a real domain, not your name at gmail.com, not a yahoo.com, not a, you know, outlook.com, or all these generic amateur email addresses that will go against you in this business. Like when I receive emails from someone with a Gmail address, to be honest, it looks unprofessional. You know, it looks a bit amateurish. If I receive an email from someone and it's got a real domain name, proper professional domain name, I'm probably going to take them a bit more seriously, you know? So if you can imagine, you are reaching out to businesses, you know, professional, legit businesses, and they're receiving emails from different people every day. If they get an email from you and it's a real domain name, professional domain email address, they're going to take you seriously. They're probably going to read your email. They're going to look at your email. They're going to take you seriously. If you send them an email from a Gmail address, chances are they're not going to take you seriously. They're going to think you're maybe even legit. They might think you're not, you know, you're an amateur. They're just not going to take you seriously. And the secret of this business is look professional from day one, guys. All right. And it's cheap. It's cheap to buy a domain name. That's the thing. There's no excuse. Can you make, who decides how much the finder's fee is? Kelly says. So basically you agree a finder's fee with the buyer. All right. And you normally, there's normally three ways, but probably the most common way is, a percentage of the profit. So if that buyer is selling those goods on that you found, and he knows what profit he's going to make, you agree a percentage of the profit. All right. So I'll give you an example. When I do deals, when I find some goods and I move those goods on, my students those deals that bring me deals and I help find a buyer for those deals, when I make a profit on that deal that I move on, I pay my students 33% of the profit. All right. I give them 33%. So every pound, every £1 of profit, they get 33 pence. So if a deal makes £3,000 or $3,000, they get £1,000 or $1,000. When I make finder's fees, you know, by introducing them to a buyer, when I get paid finder's fees myself, I can make, you know, anywhere from 25% up to 50%. You know, some connections that I have been dealing with for many years, they just give me 50% of the profit. You know, they'll do the deal with the buyer of the goods that I found, and we just split the profit in half. Because I've known them many, many years. We just split the deal 50-50. Now, another way that you can make a finder's fee is by saying, I want X amount per unit of quantity. So, for example, if I was offered 100 calculators, all right, sorry, if I was offered 10,000 calculators, all right, from a business, surplus calculators I've been offered, I could show that deal to a buyer and I could say to that buyer, I want 10 pence per calculator as a finder's fee. So 10 pence times 10,000 units. All right. 10,000 units times 10 pence is £1,000 finder's fee. So they would say, okay, we'll do the deal with the buyer. And when we've done the deal, we'll pay you 10 pence per unit, however many units of that product there are. We'll give you 10 pence times 10,000 units as a finder's fee. So that's another way you can get paid. All right. So they're the two main ways you can make finder's fees. All right. And that's standard, you know, that's standard in our business. Why wouldn't they just cut us out of the deal once they are connected? Okay, so that's a good question. So basically what happens is before you connect the buyer and the seller with each other, we get the buyer to sign what we call a finder's fee agreement. It's just a 2-page simple agreement. It's an agreement that they sign saying that you are introducing them to a seller of some goods, but they are your contact and they remain your contact. All right. And they are happy with that. I've never had ever in 30 years, I've never had anyone cut me out of a deal. All right. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because these buyers who you show these deals to, all right, when you've made a deal with them, they want you to bring them more deals. All right. They are hungry for more deals. They want you to keep bringing them deals. All right. Because when they pay you a finder's fee, normally the first thing they say to you is, what else can you find? You know, what can you find? I'm looking for more deals. And they love guys like us because they don't have the time and they would never, ever jeopardize cutting people out, cutting us out, because they know that we would never deal with them again. And they love the fact that we keep bringing them deals. And that's the cool thing, because once you've made a finder's fee from a buyer, you will make more finder's fees from that buyer. You will keep making more and more finder's fees. You'll get repeat business from them. And the cool thing as well is you can actually say to the buyer, what are you looking for? What products are you looking for? What deals are you looking for? And they will tell you what products they are looking for. And then you can just go and find deals on the products that that buyer is looking for. So you are already 50% of the way there. You're already half the way to doing a deal with them again, because you already know what deals they are looking for, what products they are looking for. So that's why buyers never ever cut you out. They never ever cut you out. All right. How do we receive the payment? So basically, it's just a simple bank transfer. So, you know, when I pay out a finder's fee to people, they just send me an invoice, email me an invoice for X amount finder's fee, and then I, with their bank details, and I just transfer the payment, and that's it. When I make a finder's fee, I just invoice the buyer who I showed the goods to, who did the deal on the goods, and I just invoice them for that amount. It's just a simple invoice, and you can get invoice templates online free, and it's just literally a finder's fee. You're just invoicing them for your cut, your finder's fee, which is a commission basically. All right, and that's it. You just do a straightforward bank transfer. All right, same day bank transfer. Do you need a professional website? No, it's certainly not essential. All right, you know, once you get more experience and you start making some finder's fees, you can easily get a simple one-page website made, just to have a little bit of presence and have that address under your signature in your letters, of course. But you certainly don't need a website immediately, not at all. You know, I've got guys in my program that don't have any website whatsoever who are making finder's fees. So yeah, it's not essential. As I say, further down the line you can think about having one, but immediately you certainly don't need one. No. What is a pence? What is a pence? I'm not sure what you mean by what is a pence. Oh, right. Well, oh, you mean when I said 10 pence, when I said for the calculator, I want 10 pence per unit. It just means, sorry, it's just a currency. It means like cents. Say I was offered 10,000 calculators, and I wanted a finder's fee of, you know, 10 cents per calculator per unit. It would be 10,000 times 10 cents, which would equal a finder's fee of $1,000. All right, $1,000. So yeah, pence is like cents. All right, like euro cents or dollar cents. It's just English pounds, pence and pounds, like cents and dollars. All right. In other words, is it far easier to find a house for a buyer than a buyer for a house? Is it far easier to find a house for a buyer than a buyer for a house? Yeah, I mean, it works both ways. Sometimes we know what a buyer is looking for, but sometimes we just find deals, but we don't have a buyer lined up. We don't have any buyers for it at all. We have to then go find the buyer, all right, that to match up with those goods that we found. All right, for example, if I found some, you know, some pallets of bottles of water, obviously, if I don't have any buyer connections for bottles of water, I've got to go find the buyer. But if I've already got buyer connections, I already know they are in the drinks industry, they are in the drinks business, and I already know they are looking for bottles of water, then I'm already halfway there, aren't I? So as you start networking, you start growing and learning and building knowledge on your contacts that you have. If you start building a network of buyer connections, you're asking them questions like, what are you looking for? What products do you deal with? All right. And remember, you know, there's people in every single industry. There's people looking for deals on everything. Okay. There's buyers out there for everything. So, yeah. So you can, like, when you say, is it easier to find a house for a buyer other than a buyer for a house? it works both ways. I don't know if one is easier than the other, really. But I would say it's probably easier when you already know what buyers are looking for. So if you make a connection with a potential buyer and they say, and you say to them, what are you looking for? And they say, I'm looking for pens. I'm in the industry of pens. I buy pens, different pens. All right. You know, they are looking for pens. All right. That's what you know. So you can then start networking and building contacts with businesses that sell pens, can't you? Because you already know in your mind you've got a connection who is looking for deals on pens. All right. I deep dive heavily into this in my program, guys. All right, where we kind of find there's lots of levels of buyers in this business. Okay. There's a lot of different levels of buyers, a lot of different types of buyers. Okay. And I always say, I'm going to leave you on this note now, but in this business of making finder's fees, here's the cool thing. Every buyer can be a seller and every seller can be a buyer. All right. Every buyer can be a seller, meaning a buyer might have some goods that he wants to sell. All right. He might have some surplus goods that he wants to sell. And every seller could be a buyer, meaning a seller of some surplus goods could also be a buyer of surplus goods. All right. So in this business of buyers and sellers, all right, every buyer and seller every seller can be a buyer as well as a seller. All right. And every seller can be a buyer as well as a seller. That's the cool thing about this business. Like I found surplus goods from businesses that I have, eventually I've sold them goods. All right. I've sold them goods, even though I've bought goods from them. So every buyer is a seller and every buyer can be a seller and every seller can be a buyer as well. All right. Nathan said the first situation you are simply taking orders. Not necessarily. You're just basically building knowledge. You're just building knowledge because they are telling you what they are looking for. You go and then you use the methods that I teach on how to go and find these deals on specific products. All right. If a buyer says to you, I'm looking for some toys, I'm looking for deals on toys, I want some surplus toys, I'm looking for cheap deals on surplus toys. All right. Right. Straight away, you've got someone already waiting, already proactive and looking for a deal on toys. Okay. All you have to do is build a network of businesses who deal in toys and start getting offered deals on toys. You've already got the buyer potentially lined up. All right. Assuming, he can agree a price with the seller. But yeah, it's all about networking, guys. This business is just about building connections. You start building connections in this business and the sky is the limit. Like you can make a lot of money in this game. The more connections you make, the more money you can make in this business, guys. All right. Kelly says, how many outreach emails do you send per day? It varies. I mean, people send 100, few hundred, 300, 400, 500. Some people less. I send anywhere from 1,000 emails upwards a day. All right, using email software. So it's all done automatically. It's all automated, So, and by the way, building connections and building a network. I teach inside the program, not how to build a couple of connections every day. I teach you how to build hundreds, even thousands of connections each day. All right. Thousands of connections a day, not a few. I'm talking thousands. So you can actually build and grow a network very, very fast. Like within the first 30 days, if you implement what I teach, you can build thousands of connections each day or each week. All right. And once you are reaching out to thousands of businesses each month, that's when you start getting this compounding effect where you start getting a flow of surplus offers coming in to your email box. All right. Each day you've got them coming in each day, that you're building a pipeline. You are building a pipeline of these offers that are coming in each day, each week, that I will help you and we will work on them and see which ones we can get over the line, and some finder's fees in the bank, guys. All right. Some good questions here tonight. Some great questions. Brilliant. Thank you. Appreciate these questions. And you know, I hope these are sort of resonating with you and you're getting a better understanding of this business. So yeah, I saw one further up that you mentioned, Kelly, about big difference with finder's fees between, you know, of 300 and 10,000. The reason for that is obviously because of the size of the deal that you get offered. Think about it. You might get a business that offers you, you know, one pallet, one or a couple of pallets of some bottles of water. You know, that's a small deal. Okay. However, it's not unheard of for businesses to offer you many truckloads of goods. All right. Which is where you start making the bigger money. That's the thing. And obviously, aside from that, you are also finding products that are of higher value. Does that make sense? So let me show you an example. So like these pack of pens here, all right, they're fairly low value, but you know, mobile phones are higher value products. You know, it's a higher value electronic product to a pack of pens. So if you are offered some very high value products, obviously they're going to be more profitable. That's going to be a more profitable deal. All right, especially if there's bigger quantities. Okay. So, you know, it's like every month I can make 3 figures profit, you know, 300, 400, 500 pounds finder's fee. I can make 2, 3, 4,000 finder's fee on a deal, or I can make 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 on a finder's fee on a deal. It just depends on the size, meaning the quantity involved. Instead of a few thousand calculators, I could be offered a few 100,000 calculators from a business. All right. If there's a few 100,000 calculators, think about it. How much can you make? If you were making 10 cents from 200,000 calculators times 10 cents, that's £20,000 or $20,000 finder's fee. So, you know, there's businesses out there with big quantities of goods that they want to get rid of. Like every week I'm getting offered huge quantities of goods, you know, truckloads and truckloads of goods that businesses need to get rid of. Because think about it, there are small businesses, there are medium-sized businesses, and there are large businesses. And a lot of these large businesses have big quantities, or even some of the small businesses have big quantities as well. So, you know, the great thing about this business is you never know what you're going to get each week. You never know what you're going to get offered. That's the cool thing about this business. Every week is different. And the more connections you make, you never know what these new connections are going to offer you. You never know what goods, surplus goods, they are going to offer you. So, you know, you get a lot of good deals, you get a lot of things offered to you just out of the blue. You never know each day, each week, what you're going to get offered. And that's what I love about this business. There's no ceiling. There's no limit to what you can make in this business. There's no limit. You're as good as the contacts that you build, guys. And the main part of this, one of the main parts of the coaching program is I teach a lot of very, very effective and time effective ways to build connections. All right. Build contacts, not just build contacts, but actually keep in contact with these contacts all year round. All right. So even if you've got thousands and thousands of connections, I teach you how to keep in contact with all of them all the year round. All right. However many contacts you keep building, you keep in contact with them all year round. All right. And of course, I provide you with my letters, email template letters that you can use. All right. These are proven letters that I send out myself to businesses that you can use yourself. All right. Which gets engagement. And they get noticed. All right. So you can have these letters that I use, that I send out. And yeah, I give you it all, guys. I give you it all. I give you the finder's fees agreement template. You get the email letters. I give you some email letters, follow-up email letters. I give you email letters, replies I even give you as well. I give you template replies, so you know exactly how to reply back to companies as well. So you don't need to be an expert. All right. I give you email letters for using on LinkedIn. All right. So you've got everything in there. All right. You've got everything in there. So the main part is for you to reach that point where you start receiving surplus offers from businesses. And that's when I jump in. All right. That's when I will jump in and help you one-to-one. So we will work together through email, through WhatsApp, and we'll have these daily contact, all right, and conversations where I tell you exactly what to do, what to say to them, and how to reply to them. And I'll just hold you by the hand on each deal, all right, until we've got a deal over the line and some finder's fees in the bank, guys. All right. One more question from Nathan, and then we're going to call it a day. How frequently do you do Zoom coaching calls with your members? I do it monthly. All right. I do one a month, but I do get on in my private Facebook group as well, where I do some live training sometimes. And you know, we're all I'm pretty proactive in there. You know, I do put some stuff in there each week. I sometimes do 2 live sessions a month, but not often. But the thing is, with a lot of the guys that come in my program, that what it is with them, they know that I give the recordings. So a lot of them sometimes just don't show up. Like I still do the Zoom session and show you some new tips and new trainings and new strategies and stuff that you can implement. You can go and implement yourself. And then I put a recording of that live training that I did. I put the replay inside the Facebook group. So a lot of the guys, you know, sometimes they just watch they just want the replay, basically. They don't come to the live session. We get a few in, you know, we get half a dozen people, maybe between 6 and 10 people each month coming in, or maybe a few more. But yeah, most people just watch the replays inside the Facebook group. But yeah, listen, it's entirely up to people if they want to come to the live Zoom sessions each month. You don't have to. It's not compulsory. It's great if you can come to the live sessions. But as I say, you get the recordings of them all inside the Facebook group as well, guys. All right, my friends. So on that note, obviously the link to the program is inside the chat, and I believe that it's going to be inside. The replay will stay inside the Zoom training, I believe. So you'll be able to watch the replay, guys. All right, my friends. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and yeah, hopefully I will see some of